Well, hello, party people. It's me. It's been about 2 weeks, and I think it's time for a garden tour because some things have changed, and I want to share it with you. So let's start here on the deck. We are growing lettuce. This is the Loya Rosa lettuce. So you may see that on the ends here, it's kind of a bronze color. It's supposed to be like that. There's some oregano that's going in the green stalk. And then this is the Rouge de Hiver lettuce. So this is going to turn um, red also, but it'd be really pretty. So, hey Coleus, y'all know I got 750 Coleuses that I started from seed because I love them. Look, yeah, girl, Coleus is out here Coleusing. So here's a super duper ginormous boysenberry. I gotta step all the way back into tomorrow for y'all to see how big this is. That is the boysenberry that we cut down to the ground in March. But here we are, my fabulous green stalk. It's amazing and I love it. So let me tell you what's in it. So this is vinca, beans, mostly all beans except for this is collard greens. So I put the collard greens in here. Oh, yeah, I pulled the worm off of it earlier. Y'all see the worm was out here having a feast, but I helped him out and sent him on his merry way. So these are all beans, and then down here is the ragged jack Russian kale. Look how big it is. That's coming out of one pocket. It's really big. This is one leaf in my hand. So these are mostly all beans you're seeing. There's an oregano. Let me turn it for you. Some thyme. This beautiful flower that was, let me back up because this stuff got so big you almost can't see it. All right, so this flower was like this big when I put it in there, and that was ginormous. The basil down here that we harvested from a few weeks ago. Another kale. As you can see, look at that kale coming out of one pocket, and look how big it is. Sorry, y'all, my neighbor's kids outside playing. It's nice outside, so let the kids have a good time. So that is, I want to say this is a snapdragon that I put in here a few days ago. Snapdragons are cold hardy, so it'll be fine. Y'all might remember the celosia that was in here. Yeah, this is all there is to remember from it because it's getting shaded out by this rosemary that was like a sprig when I put it in here. Look at it now. Let's see. This is all beans that you see right here. And then I got some lily. I put some bulbs in there. And then this is a gladiolus bulb that I put in there. So that's where we are. There's a Swiss chard down here, but it's coming along. It's the one with the yellow stalk, but it's getting shaded because it's down there at the bottom. So I'll turn this as often as I can. And then here's a sage that I planted from seed. That's looking really pretty. So we have first frost is not until November, so we have plenty of time to get these beans matured and harvested, and before it's time to plant the fall stuff. But I just put this collard green in here, and those kale in there because I wanted to see how they were doing the green stalk. I saw other people's stuff playing it, and I was like, they look successful, so I wanted to find out for myself. So I found out. It's great. So let's keep going. Since we're already back here, we'll start with the fruit trees because we made little changes to those. So it was because our soil is heavy clay. When it rains, it can start raining. I mean, listen, this ground pools, and we still have water days after the rain, and which means everything we had in the ground was drowning. Everything that was sitting in a pot near it was drowning. Just eating my roots up, so that can't be. So y'all might remember this is the loquat that we had moved over to the shade by the bench because it was looking terrible. So We bought 15-gallon pots and potted up the fruit trees, except for 3. And I'll tell you why. So this is the Galaxy Peach, looking great. And look, new growth on the loquat, always a positive sign. Peach tree, new growth, and new growth. And I was so nervous this was coming from the graft, but it's not. It's coming from the actual peach tree stock, so nothing to worry about there. This is the Violetta de Bordeaux fig, and if you see, it's covered in figs. Unfortunately, while this is I guess it's a Braber harvest. No, this is not old wood. This is actually new. So this fig is big, but it's just now starting to bud out, get figs on it, and I don't know if they're gonna mature before frost. But so what? It's growing and it's in the ground. So we decided not to dig this one up and pot it because it's thriving in the ground. So we're not gonna mess with a good thing, because what we noticed is for some reason our ground is like 17 different pieces of property. So it's super wet back there. It's a bog back there when it rains, and a swimming pool, and Noah's Ark can slide through. But then over here, this fig is doing fine. This is the other fig that, if you look back in some of my other videos, this was in the yellow grow bag, and it was this big. We have moved it to a hard 5-gallon pot, and it thrived. It absolutely flourished. So then we decided we would put it in here and let it continue its life on. So it's got plenty of time to do its thing. This is our Owari Satsuma Mandarin. It's also doing very well, and it's in the ground. So we decided not to dig this up and let it continue. And the first sign of decline, I'm digging it up, putting it in the pot, just so we know. This is our Japanese Santa Rosa plum. Let me see if I can turn around so you can see it better without the other stuff behind it. Santa Rosa plum. She's doing good. So I had those 2 pluot trees. You may notice that they're gone. And they're gone because they died. So the issue here is plums need pollinator pairs. So I got the Santa Rosa Japanese plum to pollinate the 2 pluots, and then both pluots died. So luckily I had the year guarantee from that company. So now they're sending me a producer plum. So because this Japanese Santa Rosa plum won't do anything by itself besides look pretty. So there'll be no fruit off of this. As you can see, there's no flowers. Next year we'll have something. So my new trees are on the way. So to replace, also my persimmon tree died, and I got all 3 of those trees from the same place, and they all had the 1-year guarantee. So in place of the persimmon and the 2 pluots, I got the 1 producer plum to pollinate with this tree, and I got 2 Asian pear varieties to pollinate each other. So yay! And then those will be here in December, because they send trees when they're dormant. So I have to wait. So here we have the 3. This is 3 separate actual trees. I know it looks like one thing, but this is the pineapple guava, or the actual name is a feijoa. See all this new growth? It looks kind of white, but it's. What are you doing up there? Okay. Anyway, stay right there. This is new growth, and I got this from Walmart. All 3 trees came together, and they look great. Here is our our Meyer lemon. Again, it's doing fine in the ground, although I'm seeing some yellowing, so it might need some fertilizer. However, there's no dieback on it. It seems to be doing fine right here, but again, like the mandarin, the first sign of decline, it's coming up. So see right here, see how some of the leaves looking mighty yellow. Yeah, we'll take care of that, don't worry. Here is our new peach tree. It's about 8 feet tall. It is doing great. So that's in a hard pot. Also, we had to move the gladiolus. These gladiolus are taller than me. Had to tie them together and stake them, and then they still leaned over in the wind. So they're over here just leaning against the house, you know, just like chilling. And these are the caladiums. I planted 12 different bulbs in this one 16-inch pot. And I gotta tell you something, y'all. What a show. I think we know what this is. I think we know what this is. Yeah. Also, can I say, you can't kill a begonia. I literally don't care what happens to it. This begonia like it's been through a house fire. Yet, it doesn't look like it did last week. Last week, it looked like it burned up in the house fire. Now it looked like it was rescued. So, it's a little crunchy. It was very cool outside for a few days. I mean, super nice like it is right now. And then as soon as it got warm again, the begonia was like, I'm sweating. But it came back. And so this is our oldest fig that we've had for 2 years. We literally put this in the ground almost immediately after we got it. And this is the one we were picking so many figs off of over the summer. So it is going into dormancy. It's taking a break. It gave us a lot of figs. So listen, we want to say thank you. Everybody say, hey, God, thank you, fig, for feeding the Lawson family for the summer. Right, so now that we said thank you to this pig. So I know you're saying, okay, Stephanie, about these 3 other trees you're getting, where they going? Because this is the current situation. Yeah. So, Mr. Big Daddy told me I have to move my sign. So my sign is going probably closer to the fence, so I can put both pear trees right here, and then the plum is going to go all the way in the back. So, anyway, sneak peek, yeah. So, welcome to the Lawson Funny Farm. Let's get to it. So, let's talk about the changes. Y'all just saw my first green stalk was that blue one. So then we got this one a few days ago because I was literally sitting down minding my own all the way business, and I got an email that said the basket weed was on sale. 7 tier was $109, the 3 tier was $99. And I was like, babe, give me your debit card. It's almost my birthday. And he did. So the strawberries were in here on both sides. The older strawberries were over there, and these right here are the newer strawberries interplanted with the leeks. I left the new ones and the leeks, and I pulled some of the old ones out. And then this part right here has probably 8 strawberry plants in it that I planted up so I can give to my co-worker because she wanted strawberries. So girl, Charette, that's yours. Although some of them did not fare well through transplant. Also, these are June bearing, so they're done making strawberries. And so now they look, I don't like how they look. I kind of don't want to give her them because I think they look sick. And all of my strawberries did not fare well through the transplant. I know some of them is just transplant shock. Like you see this one is looking kind of crunchy. However, look, new growth. And we know what new growth means. Life. So I'm trying not to trip about it because I realize this is transplant stock. See that? Looking all crunchy and new growth. So, and how they look right now is actually a humongous improvement. But anyway, radishes. Now these are the China rose radishes right here. These are the daikon radishes. I planted watermelon radishes, and apparently they hate me because look, y'all see the big gaping blank spot? Not a single one. So we'll come plant more radishes right there. Radishes, seed to harvest is like 25-30 days anyway. So let's look at this. This is the black eyed peas, or cow peas depending on where you're from. Do we see that? Full peas everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And on the back side, same thing. So we decided we're gonna let these dry out on the vine because I took some in the house. I took one in the house, opened it up, looked at the peas, marveled at it, got all excited. I think y'all know me by now. Got all excited, jazz hands, everything, happy fingers. Let them dry. And they like got down to about half their size. They were very juicy when we took them out of the pods, but then once they dried and got hard and dried, they got really small. So anyway, leave those there, let them dry in a pod, and this is going to be basically the last bit of summer that lives here. So what we got going on here: parsley, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kohlrabi, kale, you name it, tatsoi, bok choy, some Swiss chard just growing up. So there's nothing in this row right here. And then those are the Zebrun shallots, flat of Italy red onions, and the brown Australian onion. Those are some Walla Walla onions. There's some early Texas grano in there. Some celery that you see, look at the frilly looking stuff, and some kohlrabi there. Honestly, I need to get out those little cell trays, but there's also nothing in this row because these are big. They're going to be big, so they need space. So that's why there's so much space in between the rows. Enough space for me to put these trays, but while there's nothing in there, I figured I would sit these there so they are just living and growing. This mint had died all the way. I guess it said not for real. So here is where the tomatoes were. And I don't know if I told you all that this year, once we built the bed, Brussels sprouts are going to go here. Brussels sprouts need over 100 days of growing space, and they need a significant amount of space. So this is 10 feet long and 2 feet wide, 10 inches deep. So the Brussels sprouts over here, I started snapdragons from seed. They're cold hardy. So, they're growing. So the Brussels sprouts going to grow. Snapdragon's going to be just fine. The snapdragons might look sad over the winter time. They're cold hardy, so they might look sad, but they won't die. And then in the spring, they'll come back. The Brussels sprouts will be here. And then once the Brussels sprouts are done, it'll be time for me to plant tomatoes over here. And this year's tomatoes will be in the ground and not in grow bags. This plant here is amaranth. It's called Dreadlocks amaranth. So I think we talked about it before. The beetles are getting to her, but listen, she's big and she's holding her own. And if you want to look, guess what we're getting? Ignore the bug, because listen, this bug will go somewhere. But the amaranth is about to flower, so I can't wait to see that because the flowers look absolutely incredible. Plus the fact that it's called Dreadlock is just absolutely amazing. Look, here's another one. Do you see the beetle just flew off? See another one? Hold on, where you at? Right there. And the one you just saw up here. Yeah, they enjoying themselves. I'm not gonna bother them. Honestly, if you're on this plant, that means you're not on my other stuff. That's a cauliflower next to that marigold. And then more snapdragons right here, and some nasturtium growing behind it. Here's a pot of thyme from the summer. There was something else in this pot. I think a pepper. I pulled it out and left the thyme. So the thyme is just fine. Here's our ginormous roselle. Just waiting for it to put on its calyxes so we can have some roselle. So here's the next bed. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped some. So the first bed that we saw with the black eyed peas and everything in it, that's 7 by 4 by 16. These are my 3 by 4 by 16s. So 2 identical beds beside each other. So over here we have pansies, which I planted at the end of the row. You'll see them in a minute. So snapdragons right here. Look at this, y'all. This is broccoli. That is tatsoi. And then you'll see the bok choy elsewhere. The tatsoi is big. The bok choy looks just like it, but it's small. So look at this. Another Brussels sprout. Looking super big. And it's crazy because I grew all these at the same time. Planted them at the same time. But these are not the size of these. And the soil is all the same. But I fertilized them heavily, so I'm just waiting for them to catch up. So what do we have here? Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped a bit again. Look at that. Kale. Japanese mustard. I think that is kohlrabi. This is the bok choy. So see the difference in the size? The tatsoi puts on a kind of a rosette look, where the bok choy looks the same. And if you see the tatsoi, the stems are green, and the bok choy is white. Can you see that? Okay, if you can't, just take my word for it. So here we go. This is really coming along very nice. Look at the size of those Japanese mustard greens. So for comparison, they're really big. And I started all these things, everything you be seeing outside, I started from seed myself in the greenhouse that's in the house. I have a greenhouse obviously outside that y'all seen before. And I have another greenhouse that's upstairs in my spare room. So we have two, I think it's a giant Sapporo cabbage and a late flat Dutch cabbage. They both get really big, so that's why they're there by themselves with so much space. Then some Swiss chard here. And they're going to get very big also, but the cabbage should not interfere with this. The Swiss chard actually will move up out the way. More kale. I want to say that's more kale. So kale. The lacinato kale is right here. The one that's called dinosaur kale. And you can see why it's called that because of the stippling on the leaves. Look at this. You look so pretty, girl. It's two of these together and don't remember what it is. I think it's kohlrabi. So they can grow right there. So I can put 4 kohlrabi in 1 square foot. I tried to do square foot planting, so if it looks tight, what's there is what can be there. Like some of this stuff can be where it is. I have a little pot of calendula and a little pot of pansies because I'm definitely want to have flowers mixed in with all the stuff I'm growing. So look at this, more kale. And listen, y'all. Get the dead leaves or the leaves that fell off. Get them out the way because this is the kind of stuff that draws bugs. And as you can see, I have some slight pest pressure. So I've been fighting these worms, but y'all know I'm not spraying nothing. I'm actually proud to be organic growing. So there's a bug up there. So I'm not spraying nothing on these. I'm pretty sure this is a rutabaga. And the book says I can grow 4 rutabaga per square foot. I don't know. Not to spray it on this, but that's 2 of them right there next to this this kale. So I didn't label everything because I know what I grew. And honestly, oh, there's cauliflower out here too, and I keep forgetting I have cauliflower out here. So over here are the carrots. And there's 4 different kinds of carrots in here. However, we didn't get great germination. We had this covered in everything. But I'm not going to complain because I came in here and I planted more carrot seeds. So I know you probably can't see where they're coming up. Because it's so little where they're coming up at. But I waited. So there's one right here. I want to move this stick because the carrot is growing right on top of it. But if I pull it out, it's going to pull out the whole thing. And that's going to be a setback. Like right here. I know you probably can't see that. But right there, there's a carrot coming up. And then right there, there's one coming up. And then right there, there's one coming up. So again, like I said, I replanted. I didn't get good germination, so I came back and dropped more carrot seeds. And so I have them coming up now, and I have no complaints. So here are some remnants of summer. My ping tongue eggplant and the Rosita eggplant right here. I'm just letting them do their thing. Excuse me. Let's come around here. So here's 2 beds. This is the 3x3 bed. It's 3x3x16, so still 16 inches deep, but it's 3x3. Y'all, like I said, the damaged leaves I'm getting out of here because this is the kind of stuff that draws pests, and no thank you. Again, the worms want something, eat these. Y'all hear the chicken over there calling me? Hold on, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Did I tell y'all? Girl. 2 of our hens are roosters. We're going to go see them in a few when I'm done. Just keep that in the back of your mind. That this whole time we bought 4 hens. 2 of them are roosters. You hear it? Stephanie. Okay. This is more Bok choy, again, you can tell because the stalks are white. And as you see, they're shorter than the tatsoi. The tatsoi really spreads out. This is one rutabaga, which is why I'm saying I don't understand how I could have grown 4 in a square foot. Not how this is spread out. Absolutely not. But all right, kale. What's this? Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts need space, but I didn't give them the amount of space I probably should have. However, they grow tall. I mean, they grow out, but they grow tall. So I figured I would try to squeeze them in here. If they start not thriving, I will move them to a grow bag and get them out of here, and then put something else there, some flowers. These are some potatoes. I'm trying to grow a crop of fall potatoes. So right now, I don't have anything popping through. But listen, they had eyes on them. I only put 3 of them in here. This is a 7-gallon bag. So we'll see what happens. If nothing happens, we're fine. I have a bag of fresh soil that's fertilized, and I'll just dig those out and refresh that soil, and we'll still have it. These are peas. So I planted 2 or 3 different kind of peas. That's a 10-gallon bag. There's my big girl. You see my dog, my Cane Corso? Hey, Luna. Hey, Looney Beans. Hey, Loons. Hey, Loon. Luna's, I'm not going to say she's not friendly. She's a guardian dog, so she don't really have nothing to say to other people. She wants to talk to us and nobody else. Ain't it right, Loon? Watching my peoples. So, anyway, I won't bother Luna. She's trying to do her business. So, like I said, the peas are coming up, and later on, after I'm done, I'm going to get the clips and go ahead and start attaching it to the trellis, because they're vining. They already threw out some tendrils, but they haven't caught the trellis. So here is my green stalk. It's a 3-tier, and this I planted out with all seeds. So it's kale, pansies, bok choy, Japanese mustard. This is gonna be beautiful. The Swiss chard, some calendula, another Japanese mustard, all different kinds of kale I planted. The lacinato kale, the red Russian kale, and the curly dwarf Siberian. And then these big plants that you're seeing are Swiss chard. So, I also planted some blanket flower. Blanket flowers are perennials here. So, yeah. And then, what else did I plant in here? I started all this from seed. I thought this pink surprise calendula. I wanted this to be all from seed because I wanted to see how the green stalk would respond to, I saw other people planting theirs completely from seed, so I was like, well, I want to try that too, and I really have enough green stalks to try these things out. So that's what we got, and I think it's doing good. Now this I cheated on because I planted Japanese mustard right here, and then those seeds did not come up. But fortunately, I had enough starts that I was able to just get one and put it in this spot. So that's why this one is like super ginormous, and the rest of them are, getting their life together. Here's a pot that used to be at the front next to the strawberries. I moved it up here. I cleaned it up. The Globe Amaranth. This is the Strawberry Fields Globe Amaranth. The Gomphrena. Looking great. This is a calendula, and I'm pretty sure these are asters. So they haven't flowered again, but I cleaned everything up. But if you can see, they're still green, and I threw some calendula seeds right here in this middle part. So that's what you see coming up is calendula. And then I pulled some of the seeds. One of these was dead, so I cut it off. I deadheaded it and took the seeds and sprinkled them in here too and watered them in. So they seem to be lasting for a really long time. And anything that's doing well out here, I'm trying to capture the seeds so that I can plant those in my yard again. Because if it's doing well, I feel like, and let me know if this doesn't make sense to you. However, I think if something is out here doing well, it loves it here. So it thrives, and it obviously wants to live here. So if your mama like it, the kids gonna like it, right? Right? Is that right? I don't know, because some stuff I like my kids don't like. However, I'm also not a plant. So there's that. So, well, we're not exactly done. We have just a little bit left, and then I'll let you guys go. So, this one is also 3 by 3 by 16, so it's the same size as that, and we were going to put them side by side, but the roselle was here, and it's so well established, and I was like, even my husband was like, there's no way we're putting that up. Leave that there. Let us do his business. So, we still, once this dies in the fall, in the winter, because it'll start actually flowering in the fall, and then the winter, the frost will kill it. So we'll have an opportunity then to build another 3 by 3 bed right here. So I'm actually okay with that. I think we'll leave this here for now. I'll get another 3 by 3 bed, or I won't, and then we'll have this space right here to continue to plant roselle again next year, since we know it likes it right here. It did well. Again, my native soil is different in different places in this yard. Everywhere we go, the soil seems to be something different. So, okay. So, where are we? 3 by 3 bed. We have here is rutabaga. Rutabaga, and I'm sorry, this is a broccoli and this is a rutabaga. Then lacinato kale, and that's 4 of them. So this said I could plant 4 lacinato kales per square foot, so I did. This is 2 Japanese mustards. That's a cabbage. That's a cabbage. Sorry, can you see them? I'm sorry, that's not a cabbage. I lied. That's I don't know. We'll come back to that. That's a cabbage. So we have the okra. That's one of the okra plants left right here with the marigolds in the pot. The back side of those peas. Japanese mustard. I'm pretty sure this is, hold on before I start lying. Oh, this is collard greens. Okay, that's what that is. Collard greens. It's also collard greens all over here. I think I skipped saying collard greens several times. I might have called it something else. However, I don't know if you remember, I told you that when the weather cooled, the peppers was like, we back. So here we go. We got green peppers, jalapenos. Okay, jalapenos. Okay, whatever. I want to say what I want to say. I got some sweet yellow sweet peppers over there. This is the plant where the basil just decided it lived here and the pepper was visiting. So that plant didn't do anything. However, hey y'all, say hi to my little pit bull. Hi Arba. Hi Arba. Oh, Arba's been in her business. We can't keep looking at her. So these are the super hots. Oak, pay attention. I am talking to you, sir. You in particular. Getting your own live shout out in this video. Oak. Super hots. Super hots. Because I know you waited for us to blast your face off with the super hots. Super hots. Super hots. They're down there. They up there. Wait. Another one. Super hots. Yeah, they're doing it. So, what's in these bags? We have some dill, and we passed the fennel in the front. I didn't mean to pass that and not say nothing about it, but another tatsoi. Here's some flowers. I want to say, I forget which flower this is. I think it was garden phlox that keeps coming back. So even though it looks crazy, it got smoked in the heat. And then it said, well, thanks for the suntan. I'll be back. So here we go with some, this is all kohlrabi. And as you see, we had some pest pressure. We had some worm damage. And James came out here. I'm sorry, I'm calling by his official YouTube name. Mr. Big Daddy came out here and removed every worm that he saw. Again, because look at that. Y'all see that? Worm. Sir. He's so for real. So that's kind of what we do. Whew, white flies. So I want to say we can, yeah, that's white flies. So white flies, you can actually knock them off or just kind of stir things up like I'm doing and they'll go away. Hey Arba. Hey girl. Hi. Alright, get off my fence, homegirl. Get, yeah, go finish doing dog girl things. So, what I say we had here. This is cauliflower. It's 2 of them in here, although I'm pretty sure they just really need like 1 square foot, which is about equivalent to this. This is a 3-gallon bag. So y'all, let me tell you something. If I look, I'm moving slow because these. Barbara, what are you doing? So I'm moving slowly because we have snakes. I'm in the country, and I don't want to move one of these bags and then the snake be like, well, good morning. It won't be a good morning, a good day, a good evening, a good afternoon, or none of that. I don't want to encounter the snake. So, I mean, I know they're out here. They live out here. I live in the house. So, you know, I got the nerve to be out here complaining. However, let me make it clear, if you didn't catch what I was saying the first time, I don't want to play with the snakes. Okay. So, what's back here? I'm pretty sure this is collard greens. White flies, go away. I'm trying not to hit y'all with the water hose, but apparently that's what you want. All right, then. So, I'm pretty sure it's collard greens or either the Calabrese Spartan broccoli. So, here is the other okra, which, as you can see, we have some we need to harvest. Japanese mustard. These are 10-gallon bags. Japanese mustard, Sapporo giant cabbage, Calabrese sprouting broccoli. This green stalk has in it, this is vinca and beans. And so in the winter, this will, and chives. This will have, this will be spinach and shallots. So every other pocket spinach, every other pocket shallots. And then I have 3 different kinds of spinach. So I figure every level will be a different kind of spinach mixed with shallots. This is my Georgia collard greens, rutabagas, and cauliflower. And there's only 2 of them in there. Like I said, these 10-gallon bags, so they have plenty of space to grow. There's some potatoes that we're trying to grow for the fall. And they're sprouting. So you get no complaints out of me. Do your thing, potatoes. And the third okra. Ooh, sorry y'all. Something's biting me up. Well, actually everything out here is biting me up. I got on short sleeves. So we have 2 artichokes. It's my first year growing artichokes. This is the Savoy Perfection cabbage. I had a hard time with this last year and had a difficult time with it this year. But it seems to be trying to get itself together. Hey, sons. This is my standard poodle. We had to shave him down to the skin yesterday because he started getting dreadlocks. And that's my fault because I missed 2 of his grooming appointments because I can never seem to not be at work. So, and then the groomer wants him during the week. I'm not available during the week like that. I'm not available on the weekend either. Oh, wait. I'm not available ever. All right, this is why all my videos are taking place after 5. Because I'm never available. But anyway, so as you can see, I have some more rutabagas. 2 rutabagas. This is a bok choy, a rutabaga. This is a Brussels sprout. So Brussels sprouts, these beds are 10 feet long, 10 inches high, 2 feet wide. So this square foot is the Brussels sprout. And then there's 3 rutabagas and a bok choy. So that was 10 feet. That's a rutabaga by itself right there. I mean a Brussels sprout by itself right there in that square foot. And 2 Japanese mustards in that square foot. Cauliflower needs a square foot each. That's a cauliflower, that's a cauliflower. I planted a Swiss chard here, but that Swiss chard said no. So, don't worry, I got more. We'll plant some more there. There's another kale, and I want to say this is a collard green that was in the pot for too long. It was in the seedling pot for too long, so it looks little. Here's another Swiss chard, and listen, they look so pretty. This is going to be colossal, and that's the one with the yellow stems, which is my particular favorites. Is the ones with the yellow stem. Get that stuff out of there, y'all. If it's dying or look, it didn't survive on the plant, get the ones. Prune your plants. This is another cauliflower. And then square foot planting says you can plant 4 bok choys in a square foot. That's 4 bok choys, not the tat soil. The tat soil gets really big. Collard greens, collard greens, collard greens, a collard green. And then I had this space at the end, so I just threw this Japanese mustard in there. And if it looked like it's having a hard time, I will move the mustard. I'm not moving the collard green. And then over here, we have snapdragons. So that's this side. Over here we have identical bags, but the bags over there are 10 gallons. These are 7 gallons. And I'll tell you what's going in here. So I haven't planted them yet. They're over there on the other side. I just showed you. The flat of Italy onions are going in here. Those are the red ones. Yesterday I planted 1 pot of Texas grano onions. My sedum, my lemon sedum still there, holding strong. The Australian brown onions are going in there. And then I have some grocery store garlic. I just put garlic unknown variety. I'm going to plant in here. And as y'all see, you know, because I asked y'all what I should do. It was time. Cattle panel had to get cleared off, so it did. And then we leveled it out, mulched it out, and then put these pavers in the middle. Now, I could have did a better job with these pavers. I ain't even going to sit here and try to tell you I couldn't, but they were heavy. Had to do it by myself. So, excuse me, I'll come back and fix them when I'm ready. Okay, right here we have, this is oregano that I started from seed. Another artichoke. So I started a few artichokes, I think 5, and then 5 germinated. So I gave the rest of them to my neighbor. And I told him artichokes get really big. They don't fruit in their first year. So be prepared to have a really big bush that's not going to produce until the very next year. So put it somewhere that you are okay with taking up that space with nothing coming from it. So don't put it somewhere and nothing happen, and then you were to say, I want to put XYZ here, and then pull this up, because you just wasting up your own time. Oh, I know you lying. Oh, well, did y'all say y'all want some vinegar? I got you. So that is the only thing I actually do eradicate is the ants. They just so little and they get everywhere, and I don't like it. So we pour vinegar in the ant hills when we see them. And I knew I had an ant hill underneath here. I poured vinegar in it before I covered it up with this the mulch and the leaves. But I guess they just was like, we're still here. So don't worry. If you want to be tasty, I will cover you in vinegar. So here's a Brussels sprout. Ignore this pot because I clearly didn't clean up my yard. This is the Savoy Perfection. Like I said, we didn't have good luck with these last year. And this is as big as it grew. I started it with all the rest of the stuff, and as you see, that's as much as we got. So I've got elephant garlic in the house. So, y'all, these flies love this compost. Y'all sit right here until I put stuff here. I didn't put nothing here, so we'll talk about what's here. This is 3 bok choys. They were in their seed pods for so long, like their root systems were, it was a tangled mess. This is a broccoli. That's a broccoli. That's a broccoli. That's a broccoli. Broccoli and a collard green. And then those are the pansies right there that I planted yesterday. So I have to put mulch up here. But this whole big empty spot in the house, I have started the Red Express cabbage. So they're looking really good, and I have more broccoli. So I'm saving these. I'm gonna put these 2 rows will be elephant garlic, and then maybe 4 or 6 of the Red Express cabbage. They don't get as big as the other ones that I have growing. So I can actually be able to put 3 and 3, and then 2 rows of elephant garlic. So like I said, the rest of the garlic I'm gonna grow in this bag because it's regular garlic, so it doesn't need all that amount of space. So anyway, folks, got going on. Did I tell y'all what's going in the blue-green stalk in the fall? I don't know. So the one, if I didn't, I'm gonna just say it again. If I did, I'm gonna still say it again. So in the fall, in the blue green stock. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm trying to fix my chair cushion. In the fall, in the blue green stock, the one that's closest to the house, I will be putting, that will be filled. I'm gonna remove the beans. I'll keep the herbs in there. Take out the flowers, and that will be kale, collard greens, and Swiss chard. Y'all, these bugs ate me up. I came out here with a short sleeve shirt on, but look at the sleeves, they keep riding up, so my whole arm is out. Like, all of my arm business is being told to the mosquitoes right now, and they are listening. So that's what we got going on, y'all. Overview right quick. I love how things are looking. So I have to put some more mulch on top of the snapdragons. I have pulled it back to plant the snapdragons there. Oh, also, I think I forgot to tell y'all. So on this panel right here, on against these two cattle panels, at every I don't know what you call them, junction, line, I planted peas. So we have the Sugar Daddy snap pea, the King Tut purple pea. What's the other one I planted? Not the Laxton Profession. The Lincoln pea. So peas need warm and cool. They need the warm to germinate, and then they need the cool to grow. But they can't do cold. So once the frost comes, the pea. Let me explain this. The pea vine is cold hardy. It can take the frost. The pod can't, which means if you have a very small needle to thread when it comes to planting peas, you need to plant them now while it's warmish, whatever you want to call it, heading into the fall. Like the end of the summer, top of the fall is when you have to plant your peas, but not at the winter, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to grow, but your pods will never develop, and you're going to have some really pretty, cool, beautiful, amazing vines, and we don't want that. We want peas. So not the same, not the black eyed peas, because they at the front. These will be the snap peas that's over here. So back to the like I said, this, once I finish planting this out, and I honestly think I'm gonna come plant this garlic tomorrow. No matter what y'all say, it's too early. I'm gonna plant it anyway tomorrow. My time is very limited every day, so I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna get this garlic in the ground. I actually pulled them out of the bulbs today and separated the cloves, and they're in a paper bag. They've been in the refrigerator for over a month, getting their vernalization. So 2 of them were sprouting. Woo! Oh, sorry, a bee touched me. It actually ran into my leg. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and plant them out. They're sprouting in my refrigerator, so I can't have that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the regular grocery store garlic. Last year I bought some fancy garlic. I didn't do that this year. I decided I was going to try the grocery store garlic and just see how this goes. But I did spring for the elephant garlic because, Lord have mercy, it looks so interesting and so cool and so big. So I figured we would do that. And then these pansies, I started from seed, y'all. Pansies are cold hardy. And also, you can start some Johnny Jump Ups. Oh, and I had 2 onions. Okay, I know y'all see them. After I planted those, I had 2 left because I multi-sowed them. So I was like, I'm not throwing these away. Putting them right there in between these collard greens to be the garden guardians. Because if you know, onions actually, it's actually good to have onions interplanted with stuff because the smell of the onions repels a lot of the pests. So anyway, they're there, and I have more onions to plant, and I think probably I have so many. I think I'm gonna just start sticking like in between these collard greens. It's no reason the onion can't be in the front, in the middle, and then back there in the middle, and in the front in the middle. So there can be 3 onions right there. And then onion between that broccoli and that bok choy, and then another row of onions right there, and then the cabbages, I'm gonna plant the red express cabbages right there. There's no reason they can't be right here in the planet with stuff. The onions are gonna take their sweet time growing. It'll get tops and roots, and then they'll start bulbing when the daylight the day length changes. But anyway, this is what's happening. It's very green out here. It's very green. It's very fall. Everything out here says make me a plate, because everything about this whole garden right this minute says if you wasn't hungry before you saw this video, you probably are now. But let me just express to y'all again, and I don't know if y'all listening or y'all hear what I'm saying to you. Make sure you're keeping your garden beds clean and you mulching out. Mulch is important to keep the weed pressure down. It actually allows you to see these bugs better. They're not just walking around here being dark in the soil, and then you can't see them. You'll get better visibility. But for example, this. Do you see it? You fella who was sitting right here lying in wait to come eat my brassicas. Okay, sorry y'all. Listen, I know I try not to kill stuff, but there's no point in me taking it out and throwing it right here, and then it'll crawl back up here later. Some stuff I have to eradicate on the spot, which will be the caterpillars. And I'm not killing butterflies. I'm killing the caterpillars that turn into moths. So, because they are destructive. Also, I don't really have anything for the butterflies to eat. I don't have a very large butterfly population out here at all. But the holes you see in my leaves are from caterpillars, from moths, and I don't want to do that. As you see the flea beetles, you can actually see the flea beetles on the eggplant. I've gotten flea beetles every year I planted eggplants. Again, I'm not going to complain because I have eggplant growing. The flea beetles do what I feel like is cosmetic damage. These plants get watered, fertilized, so I can't do nothing. Flea beetles are heavily attracted to the eggplant, so I don't even waste my time with trying to bother them. I come around, and when I'm watering, sometimes I'll hit them with the water hose and get them out of there. But I mean, for real, that's what. Oh, did I show y'all this? Look, we still got a ground cherry growing. Yeah, so I'm gonna say tomorrow is the last day of this ground cherry. Mr. Big Daddy loved the ground cherries. Oh look, that one's ready. We tried growing them last year. They didn't germinate. Tried this year. I thought they didn't germinate. And then, I had a bunch of mystery stuff. So all of a sudden, I have these plants growing, and guess what it is? It's ground cherries. Also, I was very famous and popular for removing the labels from stuff because I plant to throw it in the trash, only for it to grow back. Look at this. Eating down to the spine. Eating down to the spine. And I don't even know where the worm is, or caterpillar. This is not worm damage. This is caterpillar damage. Wherever it is, it ate and it moved on. So hopefully it got full right there and kept it pushing all the way out of my garden. Y'all see your damaged stuff? Get it out of here. Don't let it sit here and live here being damaged and calling for the pest, because the pest can detect when you have a plant that's under stress or has some damage to it. They're looking for that. Those weak, vulnerable plants are the ones the pests want the most. Take them and throw them out of your garden. Move them all the way out. Honestly, if you throw them out, maybe the pests will be like, oh, there's the delicious leaf that I thought I saw. I'll just go over here on the ground and eat it and not come into this garden bed and eat. So, yeah, get that stuff out the way. So anyway, I'm pretty sure that these calendula, I'm just going to plant them literally anywhere that I have a blank space. And I definitely have a blank space up there. I'm not going to put them in a pot. I'm going to put them in the garden bed and just let them grow on. Y'all see that celery? Do y'all see that red lettuce? Yeah, it's got to come out of there. That's all. It's only those two that grew. So I'm going to take those out and put them in here, just anywhere I have a space. And that's mainly because lettuce needs to cool. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, y'all, this is it. Welcome to the Lost and Funny Farm, fall 2025. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Be good. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until I see you again. Bye.